Prime Minister Narendra Modi says National Education Policy 2020 will give a new direction to 21st century India. India and China agree on 5 points to guide approach to situation on LAC. Mizoram declares partial lockdown in Aizawl till 17th of this month. Assam witnesses surge in new COVID cases. Country records over 96,000 new COVID cases in a day. India ranks second in global pandemic scenario. And Meghalaya Chief Minister launches India's biggest piggery mission of more than 200 crore rupees. Good evening viewers, welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Jolly Khoikia Gogoi with the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the National Education Policy 2020 will give a new direction to 21st century India. Addressing the National Conclave on School Education in the 21st Century, Modi today said the new policy will be a medium to fulfill the aspirations, expectations and requirements of New India. He said the new policy is the result of untiring hard work of various stakeholders over the last 4 to 5 years. The minister stated, "My government portal received more than 15 lakh suggestions within a week from teachers on the implementation of the policy." The Prime Minister said, "Development of mathematical thinking and scientific temperament is of prime importance to children." He said, "When education is imparted in relation to the surrounding environment, the student can develop practical knowledge."
एक ऐसा क्षण है जिसमें नए युग के निर्माण के बीज पड़े हैं। राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 21वीं सदी के भारत को नई दिशा देने वाली है।
Addressing the National Conclave on School Education, Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said the new National Education Policy focuses on overall development of students with scientific temperament. He added that this will also help in developing strong intellect in students. Dr. Pokhriyal said the new National Education Policy will bring transformational reforms in school and higher education systems in the country. The minister said this policy will ensure universal access to high quality early childhood care and education across the country.
आपने बहुमूल्य सुझाव दिए हैं और आज प्रधानमंत्री जी इन 6 थीमों पर विशेषज्ञों के साथ दिन भर हम परामर्श करेंगे कि आयु के बच्चों के लिए गुणवत्तापूर्ण प्रारंभिक बाल्यकाल देखभाल और शिक्षा सुनिश्चित करने के लिए प्रारंभिक वर्षों के महत्व पर बहुत बल दिया गया है। इसलिए
India and China have agreed on 5 points to guide their approach to the situation on the line of actual control. In the bilateral meeting between Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi held yesterday along the sidelines of the SCO ministerial meet in Moscow, both the ministers agreed for early disengagement and easing of tensions at the LAC. Firstly, the two ministers agreed that both sides should take guidance from series of consensus of the leaders on developing India-China relations, including not allowing differences to become disputes. Besides that, the two foreign ministers agreed to continue their dialogue, quickly disengage, maintain proper distance and ease tensions. Both the countries decided to maintain peace and tranquility in the border areas and to have communication through the special representative mechanism on the India-China boundary question. In the corona update from the region, in view of the crisis situation, Mizoram government declares a partial lockdown in Aizawl municipal area till 17th of this month amid unlock 4 in the state. As per statistics, Arunachal Pradesh reports a total of 5,672 cases, recovered 4,005 and 9 deaths. Manipur reports a total of 7,400 470 cases, 5,793 recovered and 44 deaths. Meghalaya, a total of 3,296 cases, recovered 1,842 and 20 deaths. Mizoram, a total of 1,333 cases, 750 recovered and no deaths so far. Nagaland reports a total of 4,636 cases, 3,792 recovered and 10 deaths. Sikkim, a total of 2,009 cases, 1,470 recovered and 7 deaths. Lastly, Tripura records the highest number of 17,811 cases, 10,255 recovered and 173 deaths. In the corona update from the state, Health Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma in a tweet stated that around 2,197 patients were discharged on 10th of September, which took the total number of recovered patients to 1,05,701. The total number of COVID-19 cases now stands at 1,35,805, out of which 29,687 account as active patients. However, with 18 more deaths reported in the state, the total death toll rose to 414. In Assam, under the 4 lockdown travel SOP, the State Health Department said that if a person travels to any location outside but returns back to the state within 96 hours of departure, would not be required to undergo 10 days of quarantine. In an order issued by the Principal Secretary of the Health Department, said that the person, however, needs to fulfill certain conditions that include his or her rapid antigen test in return. The order further stated that if the test result is positive, the person has to undergo home isolation or treatment as per protocol. Apart from that, if the rapid antigen test result is negative, the swab sample would be taken for RT-PCR test and he or she will have to stay in isolation till the declaration of RT-PCR test. Meanwhile, in view of the difficulties faced in cremation of COVID positive patients, it is decided that ₹5,000 will be allotted to each case of death if the relatives do not receive the body or they cannot bear the cremation expenses. Participating at the felicitation program organized by the Dibrugarh Press Club and Marwari Naitya Samiti at the Dibrugarh Medical Hospital Plasma Bank today, Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal felicitated 3 plasma donors, Rabi Sharma, Babul Das and Abdul Noor. The minister urged cured COVID positive people to come forward to donate their plasma. Keeping in mind the crisis situation, the drive was initiated to motivate COVID survivors to donate their plasma, which can play an integral part in arresting the menace. However, 100 plasma donors were present at the occasion to be felicitated by a certificate and cash reward of ₹5,000. Prakhant Fukon, MLA, Dibrugarh Deputy Commissioner of Dibrugarh, Pallab Gopal Jha, along with representatives of the press club were also present on the occasion.
সেই সকল মহান ব্যক্তিক আজি কৃতজ্ঞতা চিনস্বৰূপে এককালীন ৫,০০০ টকাকৈ তেখেতসকলক আৰ্থিক সহযোগিতা আগবঢ়াইছে। মই ভাবো ডিব্ৰুগড় প্ৰেছ ক্লাব আৰু মাৰৱাৰী নাট্য সমিতিয়ে এইটো এটা উল্লেখযোগ্য পদক্ষেপ গ্ৰহণ কৰিছে আৰু এনেধৰণৰ
In the corona update from the country, a total of 96,551 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. With this, the total number of positive cases now stands at 45,66,726, out of which 9,43,480 account as active cases. However, coming as a relief, around 70,880 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, which took the total number of recovery cases in the country to 35,42,663. Meanwhile, with 1,209 deaths being reported in the last 24 hours, the total death toll now stands at 76,336. In the corona update across the globe, the total number of COVID-19 cases has rose to 2,83,52,039, whereas 2,03,57,366 people have recovered till date. Meanwhile, the death toll rose to 9,14,256. The total number of COVID-19 positive cases in USA rose to 65,88,181, followed by India and then Brazil with 42,39,763 cases. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma and Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tengsong met the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in New Delhi and submitted a memorandum requesting the ministry to insensitize national banks and prioritize the setting up of new bank branches in rural areas of the state. Chief Minister also asked Union Minister to increase Meghalaya's share of central taxes. In the meeting, the Union Minister was also apprised about the overall financial position of the state.
With our Honorable Minister of Finance, Government of India, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman ji, and I discussed about the different financial situations that is there in the state, and hence I requested her to look into the possibility of increasing or at least giving us the amount which is projected in the budget in terms of the taxes.
India and the United States of America have asked Islamabad to expeditiously bring the perpetrators of terrorist attacks, including the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks and the Pathankot Air Base attack, to justice. This was announced in a joint statement released after the meeting of India-US Counter-Terrorism Joint Working Group and the India-US Designations Dialogue, which concluded yesterday. Both India and US said that there is an urgent need for Pakistan to take immediate, sustained and irreversible action to ensure that no territory under its control is used for terrorist activities. Both countries shared information about their priorities for pursuing sanctions against terrorist groups and individuals. Joint commitment was also made to strengthen cooperation on information sharing and other steps to disrupt the ability of international terrorists to travel. Counter-terrorism challenges, including countering the financing and operations of terrorist organizations, were also discussed. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma on 10th of September launched India's biggest piggery mission amounting to more than 200 crore rupees for Meghalaya in Delhi in the presence of Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare. Partnered with the Government of India and National Cooperative Development Corporation, the mission aims to bring a transformative change benefiting over 20,000 enterprises in Meghalaya. During the launch of the mission, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma said that this is also a testimony to the long-standing association between the NCDC and the Government of Meghalaya, wherein they have partnered on the similar-sized milk mission last year. He said that the piggery mission would make the state self-sufficient in pork production. The cheque for the first installment of 52.36 crore rupees for the project was also handed over to the Meghalaya's Chief Minister by the Minister of State during the launch program. Breaking away from tradition, a farmer named Biman Gogoi from number 2 Hiloidari village of Dhokwakhana built a low-cost power tiller from waste materials to till his land. Built with an old motorcycle engine and waste materials, the power tiller can till a bigha of land by using only 1 litre of petrol. An auto driver by profession, the farmer also built a welding machine with the help of which he put together iron parts and built the power tiller at a cost of only Rs 15,000. This low-cost power tiller comes as a ray of hope to small and marginal farmers who are unable to undertake farming due to dearth of cows to till the land.
কাৰণ এনে আমাৰ নিচিনা সৰু কৃষকবিলাক কাৰণে ধৰ এতিয়া গৰু এহাল কিনিবলৈও লাগে 60,000 টকা আৰু এহাল গৰু কিনিলেও এহালটো খুৱাই থাকিব লাগিব বছৰ বছৰ ধৰি মানুহ খাটি থাকিব লাগে গতিকে 10-15 হাজাৰ খৰচ কৰিলে যদি এখন সৰু
The much-needed road from Nongstoin to Mawet, which is in a deplorable condition, has now finally got the approval of the state government for its upgradation. The Nongstoin-Mawet road has been lying in pathetic condition, which forced the residents of the areas to even protest against the bad condition of the road. Gigur Mirthong, MLA of Marsinrod constituency, informed that an amount of around 100 crore rupees has been sanctioned for the project by the World Bank, even as he added that the tender for the project is likely to be floated soon. It was also informed that another Riang-Dohaim road has been sanctioned by the North-Eastern Council for an amount of more than 130 crore and the tender for the project will also be floated within this year. Now, before we end our news, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says National Education Policy 2020 will give a new direction to 21st century India. India and China agree on 5 points to guide approach to situation on LAC. Mizoram declares partial lockdown in Aizawl till 17th of this month. Assam witnesses surge in new COVID cases. Country records over 96,000 new COVID cases in a day. India ranks second in global pandemic scenario. And Meghalaya Chief Minister launches India's biggest piggery mission of more than 200 crore rupees. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.